Hello, lovelies, and welcome to Love Speaks. I have something delightful to share with you today. Yesterday, I went to a delightful jazz concert featuring clarinet player Evan Christopher. He is a clarinet player that plays in the New Orleans style, Creole style of jazz. And yeah, when I saw that advertised, I thought, I want to see this. This is going to be amazing. And it was. The thing that also was a delightful surprise was that Evan Christopher is a man who speaks from an open heart. So, how surprising is this that at a public concert that a musician would start talking about his inner child? Isn't that amazing? So, in his storytelling that he shared with us, introducing each song, things like this, before he began his second song, he started sharing about how he had been actually reticent to come play for us here in Windsor. Actually, he is in pretty much retirement or semi-retirement perhaps, but his good friend here from Windsor came and visited him in New York and talked him into coming out of retirement. He's been pretty laying low since the pandemic happened. He's decided to stay home and take care of his daughter, and he enjoys the home life instead of being in airports and on airplanes and all that kind of stuff. So that makes a lot of sense. But he decided that he could be talked into coming to Windsor. So, which was really special for all of us. Talk about once in a lifetime special occasion, and a very special treat to hear this master musician play for us. So the story I want to tell you is how, because he was so hesitant to come, he shared with us that he had this naysayer voice in his head saying, oh, they don't want to hear this, they don't even know who I am, and they won't remember me. You know, that naysayer voice that we all get, right? I certainly hear that naysayer voice, and it happens when I'm scared to do something. So he was saying that indeed he wasn't being very nice to himself. He was talking about, the inner child is a fallacy, he says. It's actually inner children. He says, I have a toddler, a 9-year-old, and a teenager inside of me, all complaining about something. So he made us laugh, and it's so true, right? It is inner children. And he says, what does adult mean? What does that word adult even mean? Like, I think sometimes it means, well, we have to get all serious and get work done. And he says, musicians, you'll never hear musicians say we need to work our music. He says you'll hear them always say we need to play our music. And he goes, that's probably an adult word, work. And maybe he's right. Maybe it is. He gave us some things to think about. So then he was saying how when his daughter is scared to do something, and she's got that naysayer voice going on in her head, that he stops and takes the time to be kind with her about it and to speak to her from his wisdom that, sometimes we need to do the things even when we're scared, that it's just really, really good for us because it's very strengthening and helps us live our fullest life. And so he thought, that's what I say to her. Maybe I should try this on myself, because really one of my inner kids is scared, just scared to go out of retirement. Hasn't played for so long and just felt really hesitant. So he talked to himself in the same way that he talks to his daughter, and said those things. And he said to us, it worked. And It always does. I always find that when I take the time to minister to my fear, my scared kid, that it always works. That's all the kid needs, or whichever kid in us is needing that attention, that love, that encouragement, that compassion. Honestly, like when we take the time to listen and let ourselves have that cry or whatever we need, it always brings peace. It always works. And so here he was in Windsor playing for us and sharing his process and his wisdom. I was quite impressed because, putting that out into the world, putting out that, yeah, really we're all just a bunch of big kids, we need to take care of those kids so that we can be happy and we can continue playing and we can see the lighter side of life. Yeah, what an amazing message he had for us, and I was so happy to see him putting that message into the world. And it encouraged me because that's what I do, that's how I roll. So I'm putting the message out there with him to all of you. Just keep on listening to whatever it is that is going on inside of you with gentleness, with compassion, self-compassion. That's the word for today. Peace, my friends. Blessings to you. Ciao for now. Mwah.